Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. We are going to be taking a hike on the Vale Fuzieros trail. I'm not quite sure what we're going to encounter, but actually finding the place was a little bit difficult. Thank God for Google Maps that you guys can check it out on later. But I've got my water, got my hiking boots, and we are heading that way. The trail is supposed to be 7.5 kilometers. It's not supposed to be super steep, so it shouldn't be too difficult, but we'll find out, won't we? So come along for the journey. So the trail seems to be starting off more like a road, a dirt road. I don't know what it's going to be when we go any further, but looks like we're backing onto some homes with some vines growing in the back of them, and we're going to continue on. At the beginning I showed you the plaque that showed the distance and the name of the trail. These will be seen throughout the trail. This X means don't go this way. There's one with two lines, which is just over there, that means continue on. This is the one that's good to go. So you'll find these basically at an intersection, just so you know which way to go. And this is the way we're going. Well, I'd say about not even a kilometer into the walk so far. But we're getting into a bit of a steep incline here. According to the handy-dandy map I have, this is probably going to be the steepest climb that we have in the 7-kilometer trip. So, off I go. Getting to the top of the hill now, there's a turn sign you can see there. The red is going down, which indicates that we're going to be turning right at the next sign, basically. So we've come across our first necropole sign, and this is basically what the trail was designed around. This basically means burial grounds, and the burial grounds are found throughout the trail, and they range going back to prehistoric times all the way up until recent Middle Ages. And so we've stopped at the first one here. It's a nice lookout as well. I just walked over there. And we're going to continue on. So here's another sign, not far from the last one actually. But this is also translates into a grave, but apparently this means that it's a more recent grave. I'm sure there's something at the end of this road here. I'm going to walk over and see what it says. Took a little bit of looking for. You have to be a bit persistent. Can't find a plaque on this one, but this definitely looks like a grave to me. Okay, that was a bit steep, but here we are. I see a menhir over there. But I can tell you we've made it about a quarter of the way. It's nice to see that you have a map here, so when you stop, you know how far you've made it. It looks like we're on a downward path. So yeah, it looks like we're about a quarter of the way. That little stream river that I thought we were going to cross obviously wasn't there because I never saw it. But we're here. The menhir. It looks like there's some markings that have been put on it. Trying to look at the picture and look at the rock, but I'm just not quite getting it. Well, it's been here a long time, so give it a break. And it looks to me like we've hit the peak of the hill, so that last incline was probably going to be the worst, or the biggest that we're going to see. We're going to go straight along. Looks like we're going to head off right down to the end of the world there. This this is the second menhir I saw as I descended down this hill, and I can see a third in the distance, and I'm not quite sure if there's a fourth out there somewhere. I'm seeing something. The plaque at the top, the first menhir, did mention that there was 4 menhirs lined up, and I can see that. I mean, when you look at it, you can see that it's lined up straight. So we're heading towards the second. It's a little bit smaller than the other one. I can see there's a bit of a black tarp under here. I think what happened was they found them, over, lying on their side, and they've moved them and they've put them upright again, and they've made sure that they don't fall down. Off to the third. Another one here is number 3. Each one seems to be getting slightly smaller, I think. I don't know. Anyway, let's find number 4. So this is menhir number 4. He's a big one. And he's famous because he's on the front cover of this map. It's the same guy. He's famous. So we are now taking a look at the map. We are now here. So as you can see, the first menhir was here, second here, third. There's quite a distance between these two. We're about to cross over a road and continue on through the trail. So this is where the trail is going to run into the road that I mentioned, and at the bottom here you can see the marking. So that's showing to go to our right, so we'll continue on across the street to the other side of the trail. Okay, so we've crossed over from the road, and we're headed down to the side of the road. We could see the valley from the other side. It looks to me like there was a fire here. It's kind of barren, kind of eerie actually, but we're going to be taking the path through by the looks of it. So let's come and take a closer look. As sad as it is to see this destruction, there's evidence that there's new growth happening. These were eucalyptus trees. There's little baby eucalyptuses growing. Smell it. It smells really nice. So, since we've been on this other side of the road, the landscape is actually quite different, other than, of course, the fact that there was that small brush fire, but there's not as much of an open, expansive view on this side. Either side, very, very peaceful. I mean, if you stood and said nothing, walked, you could hear just the sound of the wind and the birds. Well, folks, we have made it back to the main road. This is the road where we parked on. It's, I don't know, probably about 400 meters up the way. We're going to cut the trail slightly short, probably off by 1 kilometer or so, judging by this map. Like I said, we didn't bring enough water, and we're both quite thirsty. And it's getting quite warm out, so we're just going to head back to the car. But again, like I said, the map was a good thing to have, not completely necessary because the trail is quite well marked. And but it's good to refer to, and you can pick this up at the Silver City Hall, which is where we got it at. Hope you enjoyed the tour. Thanks for watching. Algarve.